Welcome to Business Influencers. Hope everyone is having a wonderful new year. Here we are in 2025, and we are excited here at Business Influencers for a year of transformation and growth. We hope everyone concluded 2024 well and are prepared both individually and as an organization to take your business and impact to the next level. If you have any questions in regards to that, you can feel to reach out to us here at Business Influencers at chris@christophersalem.com. And we'd be more than happy through our team with myself and Carlos Siqueira to help you in taking you personally and your business to the next level. Our show is being brought to you today, as always, by Alumni Direct. Alumni Direct is a new social media community platform dedicated to bringing alumni together from all different generational types and an opportunity to meet new people for the first time. Now, for those professional athletes that are out there, new part of Alumni Direct, if you are now transitioning into everyday life, perhaps going into a business of your own, buying a franchise, maybe you're going to go into a new profession like financial planning. Well, guess what? You don't have to do it alone. Now through Alumni Direct, you can bond and meet other professional athletes that are doing the same thing to allow yourself a seamless transition where you can get to know other people that are doing it that will allow you to make that happen in a much better fashion. If you'd like some more information about Alumni Direct, from athletes to entrepreneurs section for that, feel free to reach out to alumnidirect.com for more information. And again, you can tell them that Business Influencers sent you over. We have an exciting show for you today. Yes, we're going to be talking about Disrupt the Stage. I'm here with my business partner, Carlos Siqueira, and we've been working extensively over last year, helping many business professionals rise to the next level through the power of speaking, through the custom speaker influencer program, Paid to Speak, and so on. And we're going to talk about some of the things going into 2025 called Disrupt the Stage. And before I bring Carlos on, I'm going to give you a little bit of background about him. He's an unstoppable force committed to catalyzing positive change and transforming lives on a global scale. As a dynamic author, top-ranked motivational speaker, growth catalyst, podcast host, wealth strategist, and business acceleration expert, Carlos is a relentless quest to impact 1 million lives. With the proven track record of guiding CEOs, coaches, and everyday individuals from startups to Fortune 100 giants like Infinity, Carlos has been instrumental in generating billions in revenue through the visionary strategies. His passion for growth fuels his mission to share invaluable insights on scaling business revenues, getting paid to speak on stages, leadership development, emotional intelligence, sales acceleration, and high-performance habits. Carlos empowers individuals to overcome obstacles and tap into the boundless potential, delivering rapid and sustainable results. And without further ado, we welcome Carlos Siqueira to the show. Carlos, how are you doing today?
I'm doing phenomenal, brother. Happy New Year to everyone listening to the show. I'm very excited to starting the year. And I'll be here with you, my brother, as always, and rocking it. And it's going to be another incredible year. Just very grateful for all the blessings.
Absolutely. So, Carlos, when we know that speaking has been around for as long as we've been around as human beings, right? People speak, but speaking now isn't just sharing a story. While the story is powerful, we also have to understand it's got to connect the dots. We have to be able to connect the dots to what is really important to an audience. That being whatever their challenges that can be better. What are the results they seek and don't have? And sometimes our stories may not directly align with those challenges or results, but could be indirectly, but nonetheless can still be powerful in really helping people to really look at what's important to them. Let's talk about, from Disrupt the Stage title that we're talking about, why in 2025 this is going to be so important moving forward, not only for individuals, but even organizations that are looking for different ways to create impact in the industries they serve.
Great question, Chris. One thing that I often tell people is that you are not just a speaker. You are a force of nature. But why settle for applause when you can ignite movements? And they're so important that if you guys are going to focus on anything this year of 2025, is to master the art of speaking. Because the moment that you get on a stage or in a podcast, a radio show, you're automatically building authority and credibility, right? That's very important the moment that you are there. But now is our job that now we're on the spot. We are here on a podcast, we're on a radio show, we're on the stage. Now we got to deliver. But we don't just want to be like everybody else. I often call you don't want to fall into the sea of sameness trap. You want to disrupt that stage. You want to leave there where there's going to be a memorable talk, a memorable experience. Think about it. Whenever you go through an experience, you talk about it. It's memorable. You want to be that speaker on the stage. But how do you do that, Carlos? You have to master storytelling in a much different way. You need to share your personal stories and record yourself sharing your personal stories in a way that resonates with on a much deeper emotional level. So let's say if you're speaking to a group of engineers, if you're speaking to a group of insurance sales leaders or car sales leaders, it doesn't matter which industry, think about your signature talk in a way that's going to resonate so deeply with them on a deep emotional level. They're going to leave them thinking, wow, that you see them taking notes. You see them putting their phone down. You see, guys, remember this. If you can remember one thing from this, people buy you before they buy your solution. Just think about how many people out there do what you do, sell what you sell. A lot of people, coaching space, masterminding space, courses, programs, books, authors. Just imagine, look how many thousands and thousands of books are being uploaded to Amazon on a daily basis. But remember, they talk all about the same exact thing. So they're going to buy you before they buy your solution. So don't you think it would be smart to invest in yourself, to master the art of becoming not just another speaker, but a sought after speaker? Understand what are the strategies that the gurus, the masters that they've been using over the years. If you study the masters, those guys are masters on NLP, storytelling, so many other strategies. I have a gift that I often offer from the stage, the 7-figure word patterns that converts, that creates a buying frenzy. Understanding word patterns that connects, that resonate. That's how I was able to sell billions of dollars in revenue for Xfinity, AT&T Broadband, and many of these companies, and train their sales workforce. Understanding emotional anchoring. How you do that, Carlos? You must to amplify your audience emotions with vivid stories that invoke desire, curiosity, and creates urgency. Bring your story to the stage. Make them think about you, or something that maybe you can bring to the stage. You guys often see me bringing the bicycle to the stage or in the bread. And I talk about the stories of selling bread on the streets. As a kid, I bring you guys to this story. I created almost like a Broadway play. You see, you got to disrupt. You got to think differently when you're on the stage. Think about, because not a lot of other speakers, they're afraid to test they don't want to bring something to the stage or go the extra mile. When I travel to a town, I have to go to Walmart to go buy the bicycle, right? And go to the bakery, go buy the bread and put it together. Yes, it takes some extra effort, but guess what? That extra mile, now I'm creating an experience, because now I'm not just telling you my story. You are seeing that bike. You're seeing a 300-pound, 6'5" gorilla on a little pink bicycle that's made for a little girl, and it's totally disruptive. And now I'm throwing bread at folks on the stage like I did at the Oscars, when I spoke there. But again, that's memorable. They're going to think about why. That was Carlos, 7 years old, saying that one day he's going to own that stage. He's going to master becoming an incredible speaker so he can inspire over 1 billion lives. So he can inspire the influencers, the celebrities, the CEOs. You see, guys, it's a whole nother level of preparation. And that's what separates amateurs from professional. Because Chris and I, man, we are in the game every week. We are practicing. We are honing our skill set. We are constantly getting better. I often record myself. Every tips that I give you guys, I practice myself. Chris practices himself. because that's what it makes somebody. We walk that talk. You got to preach the things that the way how you live your life is based upon the things that we preach. Here's something for you guys. Think about a call to action that sticks. Your last words must you live rent free in their minds. When you are done talking, that call to action must you live rent free in their minds. They're gonna like, wow. Don't let your story die with you. The world needs to hear it. And here's a challenge for you guys. I want you guys to go record and craft a 30-second video, a story, put it everywhere that will make somebody stop mid-scroll among all the noise of the holidays. Right now, you're competing against massive noise. All the algorithms been pushing, like the holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's Eve, and parties and weddings and birthdays. You're competing against all that. I want you to take your time in creating a disruptive 30-second video that's going to get somebody to stop mid-scrolling. And then you post that video on Instagram, on YouTube Shorts, on TikTok Shorts, on Facebook Storyline, and tag me at Carlos Inspire. That's your call to action for this part. Great question, Chris.
No, absolutely. And the thing is, Carlos, when it comes to disrupting the stage, a story that's going to really, interrupt that person's thinking to say, hey, I don't have to resist this challenge anymore. I can embrace it. I can see it for what it is. And now how can I turn this into an opportunity to create the results I seek? And sometimes that's a scary thing, but if they know they can relate to somebody on the stage that did it and know that they're human just like me and that, hey, I was afraid too, but I was able to, do it. So can you, so to speak. People can start to make those changes. That's what disrupting, like you're invoking change that can lead to something that they've normally had resisted and so on. Talk a little bit about the importance, I guess, like while a lot of speakers are aspiring to get paid to speak, okay? And getting paid to speak, usually you're going to get paid to speak in a keynote, usually for a company, an organization, could be obviously for a leading industry conference as well. But sometimes other types of speaking may pay very little or not pay at all, but it can lead to other paid speaking opportunities. It can lead to securing more business on the back end, which is far greater than anything you would get paid to speak, depending upon your business model. Talk about the importance of that where a lot of times speakers disconnect. They go up there, they give a great talk, maybe they had a powerful story, but yet they still didn't connect the dots to the audience, to their challenge. They just told the story, and that's where they're missing the boat,
Yes, no, it's a problem that you and I, we often hear it from people that come to us for assistance in looking at their, message, right? Looking at like I often tell people, have multiple signature talks. You got to master, really, like it goes right back to what I was talking about earlier, going the extra mile. But at this time, really do an audience segmentation. Really understand, okay, who are the people that are more likely to buy from me? Some of you guys that know me for a while, you often have me give you guys an exercise that I have you guys go back to anybody that has ever gave you money, that has ever invited you to speak at a podcast, a radio show. If you haven't been paid, go back to that person and ask them, where in the heart of hearts did I had you emotionally and financially? When did you decide to hire me as a speaker? Let's say if you are an e-commerce person, we'll call some of your clients. When did you decide to buy my product? They're going to let you know exactly. I want you to pinpoint literally, let's think like as a military unit, like a Navy SEAL. It's not about Chris. It's not about myself. It's all of us coming together. It's above oneself. I often call transcendence. Everybody eats. There's plenty money in the table. But here's the thing. Your competitors, they are fishing in the same pond. I say you build your own ocean. I want you guys to really, really start thinking more disruptively and tactfully in 2025. Because if you do an audience segmentation, and if you understand Who's the person, the industries more likely to hire you, to buy from you, to come to you with very little, zero to no friction? That's plenty of friction out there already. Don't you agree? So think about it. When you create that speaker strategy, something that Chris and I often teach our clients. Now, what do you think is going to happen when we show you how to find, how to apply, and how to very, very likely become selected to speak on a stage? What do you think would happen to the application? The event organizers, imagine you are sitting on a desk and you have thousands of applications and you just go in them. And the moment that they see yours, wait a minute. Wow. That's the response that you want from the event organizer. You want the same response from the people sitting in the audience. They have a problem that they are seeking. They don't know how to solve it. Guess what? You know how to solve that challenge. You have a superpower. You have a framework. You're listening to us here. I'm assuming you are a thought leader. You have greatness within you. Maybe somebody have been pushing you and challenge you on the way how I challenge people to awaken the beast within them. But you see, guys, when you start thinking that way, now you're going to be very tactful. Before you start crafting your signature talk, before you start looking at audiences and looking at industries, I want you to think about Chris. I want you to think about myself. What will Chris do? What will Carlos do? And then as you start crafting that signature talk, you're going to start thinking about more tactical about it, how you deliver that talk. Are you really, really connecting the dots? Do you have somebody like Chris, like myself, that you can now record yourself and send that video? There's somebody that can get you a real feedback from somebody that's actually getting paid, that is in the trenches, that is doing the work. That's what people need. You don't need no more information. You need implementation and accountability from people that are actually getting paid the big bucks, from people that are actually in the game, day in, day out, week in, week out. Why? Because we'll be able to give you strategies and tactics that's going to more likely select you. So whenever the decision-making person is like going through those papers and applications, or an AI robot, when they see yours, they're going to be like, wow, wait a minute. You see, are you evoking more wow messages? Are you evoking more, wait a minute? Not just from event organizers, but from the people that are more likely to handle your cash, to hire you as a coach, as a consultant, as a speaker, or whatever the superpower greatness that is within you. You know, I want you to think about this. Here's a little engagement exercise for you practice. Go out there, record a little small 1-minute video or even a post. And before you do that, I want you to think about what is the last post that you saw from a speaker, or the last speaking engagement that you watched their video, that you saw that stopped you from scrolling. That's part one. And part two, why? Why did it made you stop? And now, as you think about those things, I want you to go journal and think about some of the things that you love to teach. And I'll start rewrite your signature talk or talks, and then put yourself around groups. You know the drill, right? You hang around the barbershop, you eventually get a haircut. So now you can ask for feedback in real time from people like Chris, like myself. It doesn't have to be us, but find somebody that can give you some real-time feedback that's going to help you delivering that talk, connecting the dots, bringing, now they're going to be coming to you versus the other way around.
Wow. Great stuff, Carlos. Powerful stuff that you're sharing here. For those like that, that are, looking to now do more in 2025, they want to create more impact. They want to help more people. They want to help more businesses, industries. You gotta understand the process. You gotta understand that it's not one size fits all. And sometimes the things that you've been doing are not not actually really working to get you on more stages. To make sure that, that you are aligning yourself with reliable sources that have been vetted, sources that have proven to do the very things that you're aspiring to do. If you could explain why that's important.
You see, I often say something from the stage, which is pioneers make history, settlers pay rent. You really, really want to master the art of first mover advantage. You want to be the one. You want to think about like this, some of the emerging speaking topics that you can talk about, that you can speak on and relate it back to your story and connect the dots. Right now, for example, AI in anything will get people's attention. AI in leadership, AI in data driven sales, subconscious marketing techniques, something that my clients often learn from me that I talk about. The power of the subconscious, getting that clear passage into the subconscious part of the mind. They often say yes, even without realizing. It's an unconscious experience. But you see, first mover advantage, it pays off because now you are leading from the top. You guys often hear the thing, the views from the top is way less crowded. It's right. I remember when I was selling bread on the streets at age 7, it was crowded. It was sucks. It hurt. Imagine sometimes I was all happy. I sold all my bread, and on the way home, I would get robbed. I would get beaten. But I didn't let that define me. I figured, how can I become better? If I'm going to get robbed, how can I get robbed better? Guess what I started doing? I start putting some of my money in my pocket and the rest in my underwear, in my socks. So when I would get robbed, yes, sir, here's the plata, here's the mula. I had to adapt. You live in a very, very crowded space. Many industries, very competitive. That's why I told you guys earlier that pioneers make history. And settlers, they pay rent. But when you start talking about these topics, AI in leadership, something that industry events are often, want to listen to. Data-driven sales and AI, subconscious marketing techniques. Imagine as you start talking on those emerging, trending, leading topics, and you tie to a powerful story, you're creating those emotional experiences. You're giving them frameworks that's going to get them to think differently from the other guy. Screw the competition. I often say there is no second place. You are it. When I was the little boy on the streets, that was it. It was either there or die trying. I was tired of seeing my mother being hurt. I drew a line in the sand and I said, I'm going to become the best bread sales son of a gun here. And I'm going to sell. Not only am I going to become better at doing that for me, but I'm going to help others sell their stuff around me. And I did that with my friends. So we were able to free up our time to go do fun stuff, play soccer, climb mango trees. We couldn't afford the mangoes in the supermarket. We were poor. Our mothers were being abused. Many of us didn't have fathers. They died, they were murdered. Some of you guys know my story. But you see, I became that person of value. I leveraged first mover advantage. No other kids were doing that, trying different things, breaking people's pattern. They were stopping on the way to the bus. I was there sitting there with my bicycle, and I would blow a whistle. Bread. I had the best bread in town. Do you see? So it's like I got creative. I was afraid at first. I started making noises and I started mimicking. I learned how to make sounds and make sounds of famous people like Guns N' Roses, like Axl Rose from Guns, and like Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden, like Elton John, and I would sing their songs. Everything is gonna be,
Yeah.
and if people, and what do we think we'll do? The melody, the sounds, the voice, me throwing, playing around with the bread, juggling, and it would stop the audience. I would do something different. Then I would take one of my friends that were selling their stuff. All right, what is something that you know how to do? What is some of your superpowers? What do you think that Chris and I now do with people that want to get paid to speak? We are transferring that skill set. We are adapting to their superpowers, to their way of speaking. Now we're able to, with you, craft it together, that powerful talk. Now we'll be able to look at a strategy that is going to be more likely to have you being selected and paid. And sometimes it will be free. But guess what? Even if you're speaking for free, we're going to make sure that in the audience, in the industry or corporate or whatever event, your avatar, that person that's more likely to handle you cash, they will be there. You see, guys, you have to think differently. 2025 is the year to disrupt the stage. And cookie cutter, Mickey Mouse techniques, it's not going to work it. You got to be in the trenches right here with Chris and I in a Zoom or with somebody like us in real time, working on your message, showing you how to find these gigs, making the connections, making the referrals, showing you how to apply. Even the words that you choose when you are writing on the application must be disruptive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Must you have that clear passage to the subconscious mind, which often say yes, even without realizing. It's a whole nother level in 2025 because right now AI is taking a bunch of coaches
Yep.
and consultants jobs and many other jobs. You want to be the guy programming the AI, not being the one being substituted by.
Absolutely. Well, Carlos, we're at the end of the show, and I want to make sure people can, get to know you and reach out to you about about you, and then also the program and how we're helping people to get on more stages, and better yet, grow themselves and grow their businesses to levels they've never imagined. What is the best way people can get in touch with you and what you're up to? Anything else you'd like to share before we conclude the show?
Best way you guys can learn from me, I wanted to give you guys a gift. Go on getonmorestages.com. You see Chris and I there, getonmorestages.com, that have a gift in there for you guys. My 7-figure word patterns that connects, creates a buying frenzy. It's a powerful PDF. I want you guys to go there, enjoy that gift. That's going to give you guys a nice boost. It's going to help you go through that document and then go and rewrite. Look at your signature talk. Go record yourself. Be very critical about it. Make sure that you're removing all the ums and the ums and any filler words. When you are watching the recording, pause the recording or mute it, the recording as you are watching for like a minute or two. Watch your body language. I really want it to be more critical.
Yeah.
I want you to take one up. And then follow me on social media at Carlos Inspire. I'm often putting clips and videos and strategies on Instagram and TikTok, Carlos Inspire. And then on LinkedIn, you can follow me there as well, Carlos Siqueira. I put daily posts and videos there. We release interviews there every week. And that's a great place that you can connect with me. I often respond myself to as much as I can. And if it take me a while, I'm either on a plane or traveling, speaking. Chris and I, we speak quite often every week, online and offline. And those will be the best places to hang out. Carlos Inspire. And glad to be here, my brother, always.
Thank you, Carlos, for being here. Thank you for taking the time. And audience, we want to thank you each and every week joining us here at Business Influencers. Again, we are committed each and every week in bringing subject matter experts like Carlos in to help take you and your level of influence to the next level in business. Till then, everybody, have a great 2025. And again, reach out to Carlos, and we look forward to seeing you soon. See you next week.